Okay, we're going to troubleshoot ice not coming out of a Kenmore Elite side-by-side bottom freezer. Model number 795. Model number's up there, I'll put it in the description. Okay, so the problem we're experiencing this time is you press against the paddle for the ice, you hear magic happening, but nothing's coming out into your cup. What do? Well, step number 2 is remove the paddle. If you watched the last video, you saw how to do that. It pulled straight out, and then the bottom is held in by tabs. And then remove the chute. The chute is right here. You pull that out and you break the tabs like I did. You notice that we've skipped step number 1, which is turn off the power to the entire refrigerator, because I need to see if the motor works. My theory here is that this flap is not coming out when it should be. If you push on the switch, I think the flap, yeah, if you heard that, should have been a motor releasing the flap to go back in. So we're going to try and take off the front here. I've gone ahead and broken all the tabs behind my control panel. You break the tabs by taking your trusty paint scraper, getting in there and just prying it. Let's see here. It's got the little hook tabs all around. That one's not broken, that one's cracked. So I'm going to try and give you an angle of it. There. Next step is we're going to see what's behind this plastic cover. It's got some screws there, so let's take that off. Okay, I've removed the 2 screws that were holding this plastic piece in, and I think I found the culprit. Here is the mechanism that is supposed to be opening this flap here. Something should be pushing down on this. That something appears to be this piece of plastic. Somehow my piece of plastic has gotten behind where it needs to be. So when you push on the button, the switch, I can't focus. Come on, focus. Close enough. See, that went up and it waits and it will go back down. Okay, so I'm trying to get a good angle here for the camera. You see the little white cylindrical, that guy. That's what moves when you activate the switch. Let's do that real quick. Come on, there it is. So that should be going up, and it should actually be pushing on this flat side. And then the flat side, well, I guess the whole thing spins. Opposite the flat side, I'm trying to focus. You see it in the back there? So the first motorized cylinder goes up. It should be pushing on this thing, turning, so the flat side goes back and the top, I guess we'll call that a cylinder on the top of this thing, comes down, and then there's a hook where my finger is, and that's what opens the flap here. So what I'm going to do is remove these 2 screws, pull the flap out, and see if I can get this thing back in the right position. Okay, the flap is off. We are full of ice that's ready to come out. I actually pulled the ice bucket, so it's just probably bouncing around inside my fridge right now. This is a good opportunity to clean your flap. And also there is a spring that was on here that I have just dropped. This is a fun game. So be mindful of the spring. And I'm just going to rotate that somehow and fix that. Okay, here's a demonstration of the correct operation. I'm going to push the switch down here. Watch how that pushes back on the larger flap. And this cylinder here should be under spring force. Here's how the spring goes. Oops, I lost the spring again. Alright, I'm just going to put the flap back on. I'll show you later. This is the correct orientation of this little metal piece that holds the left-hand side of the flap in place. There's a little L-shaped tab that goes under the bottom. Okay, flaps back on. Now for a quick function check. There it goes. Okay, so problem solved. Let's look down here. There we go, and it should close on its own. That's the spring pushing the flat back. You may have noticed that this hasn't been dispensing ice while I've been doing this, because the ice bin itself is out. This is how the ice bin works. There's a little motor inside here that turns a rectangular piece of metal, which is what fits into this spot. When that turns, lots of things happen. I guess if you want cubed ice, it pushes it that way. These plastic things will bend out of the way as the ice cubes go through. If you want crushed ice, it spins this way, and the blades have serrated teeth on them, and they push down into those fixed blades down there, and this little lever just turns the whole bucket just to keep everything loose and moving. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck with your fridge.